Please a nice big warm welcome for Nat Woodard.
All right, so my sister and I, we grew up in the oldest house in Calais, Vermont, in the 70s. It was built in 1796. We had huge old pine boards with giant cracks in between. We had a fireplace in every room with a cauldron. We had a dirt cellar with an open water tank that dripped like some kind of dungeon. And we had a big old barn that had an actual like Jingle Bells sleigh in it that we would play with. And we also kind of grew up in the 1700s. My father didn't believe in power tools. He cut the grass with a scythe. We had no television, and he pretty much looked like Pa out of Little House in the Big Woods. That's right. So, things were very quiet. We'd sleep at night, and it would be mostly silent. And then every once in a while, there would be howling screams, occasional crying. And my father would say, well, that's a Fisher cat, son. But one weekend, he had a family friend come by with her boyfriend. And we hadn't really met them before, but the bender was on. And my mom and this woman pull out the Ouija board. And they do the usual, it's the usual casual Ouija board chatter at first. But then a story about a man who used to live in our house many years ago started to unfold. And I was young, my sister was younger, so the details are fuzzy. But I remember the last name of this man checking out with the graveyard up the road. So it added a lot of legitimacy to the whole thing. And the Ouija board started spewing such stories as this man was madly in love with a slave/lover who was Native American, and her name was Momo. And further questioning, it seemed that somehow he ended up murdering her, possibly in the yard, not totally sure. And then on further questioning, it came out that he had buried a very valuable ring he had bestowed to her in a box with the finger still on it. And at this point, everybody's sort of getting sucked into the story. It's been my mom, her eyes are closed, channeling whatever. And the woman is asking the questions and reading the responses. But they decide this is getting kind of crucial and details might get lost, so she assigns her boyfriend to transcribe everything. And so then we're wondering about the box, and they're questioning about this ring. And the clues that come out are things like under the east-facing window, or below the ground, below the ground. And my parents figure out, it's the bottom of the cellar stairs. So the party moves to the cellar. And this is terrifying because the cellar is literally my sister and I's least favorite place in the house. It's pure dirt, stone wall walls, crawl spaces with bones my cats left behind of their victims. The only reason to go down there is to do the laundry. And so my mom and this woman are doing the Ouija board next to the washer and dryer on a card table. The guy who's transcribing is at the top of the stairs, and he can't really hear, so he's validating or verifying everything with like letter cues like F is in Frank, I is in Isabel, N is in Nancy, G is in George. He's writing all this stuff down while my father is digging a hole under the bottom basement step, looking for the box with the finger with the ring on it. So we're terrified, but we're also elated. We are running around fantasizing about what we're going to do with our part of the money that comes from this ring that we're going to find pretty soon. And so the bender goes on for the weekend, and my dad keeps digging, and they keep transcribing, and we end up with this 3-foot by 4-foot hole at the bottom of the stairs into the creepy cellar. And they never really did find the box. But my sister and I were terrified to do the laundry from that day on. And so my dad didn't even fill in the hole. He just put boards back over the hole. And you'd sort of be queued up at the top of the stairs with your laundry, getting ready to run fast. The stairs were just like thick slabs of wood with nothing in between. The water tank was underneath. Quick turnaround to the washer and dryer. So you run down there, throw the shit in the washer. And the most important thing was to get as much distance between the washer and the back of the cellar and getting ready to run up the stairs. So you would stretch, because as soon as you hit the start on the washer, you cannot hear Momo creeping up behind you. So you just throw it in, throw in the dish, hit that thing, and run, and hope to God that some skeletal 4-fingered hand doesn't grab you around the ankles on your way up the stairs. So needless to say, we were terrified of the laundry from that day on. Thank you.
Nat Woodard, everybody.